Rolling. Okay. So, break time is over. You guys navigated around the grung, got a rest in, and it is another rainy day. And you are...
All the days are rainy.
I know, it's crazy what happens when you're in a rainforest, right?
Stupid rain. I'm never going to a rain.
So... You are walking, kind of squishing through the wet ground once again. And let's see. So what is the marching order here?
I'm probably first.
Yeah, I'd be right behind the people scouting the direction.
I like to be in the middle.
I will probably also be in the middle.
I guess I'll take up the lead or the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, you will.
All right. So let's see. I guess. All right. So as you're walking, Groilmod, you hear like a faint, almost like a giggling in your ear.
Oh.
Oh, I don't like that.
Okay.
I'll stop in my tracks and do a perception check to see if I can spot anything.
Okay. Do that. Okay.
I can see God.
Oh my god.
So you look left.
Literally.
You look right. You don't see anything, but like something still feels off, and so you know, I think maybe there's like that quick moment of like trying to maybe fake out whatever it is that's managing to avoid being in your field of vision, and you do actually see this little, like little black blur of motion just out of the very corner of your eye as you look to one side, and it occurs to you that the reason that you couldn't immediately see what was going on is because whatever this thing is seems to have latched onto your pack.
Oh.
And so...
You have no pet.
Hey, there's something like hanging on my back or something. Can someone help me out real quick?
What? Fib turns around and sees.
Alright, so what you see is essentially a little like humanoid shape, like tiny. Let's see. Why is the thing not opening? There we go. Alright, so small that it's like barely big enough to really even be able to like manipulate anything, but you can see that it's on Groilmod's back, and it's this little like almost jet black humanoid shape wearing like a almost like an ivory looking mask with like a weird like smiley face on it, and it's got this like billowing, almost smoky in appearance type of hair flowing back from its head, and and again you hear just like the faintest little like tittering laughter as it is in the middle of it's reaching in with one arm into Gromod's pack.
I should have not laughed then, silly thing. Fib, how big is it?
Basically it's like 6 inches tall.
Fib just reaches out and tries to grab it. Yank it off.
Okay. So yeah, you reach out and try to like snatch the thing off the backpack, and you like wrap your fingers around it and go to grip it, and it just seems to like disappear from your hand. You open the hand up, and you just see, as you open it, it's like a bunch of fireflies just kind of appear out of your hand.
I try to squish them.
Okay, so you're like clapping at the fireflies, trying to just. Ah!
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can't seem to like connect with any of them, and then you hear that same like giggling sound, and it's like right in your left ear, and you're like,
Ugh.
yeah.
I smack at my left ear.
Oh no.
Okay.
Not like my ear, but like if there's a bug there.
Okay, so you do that, and you like kind of smack yourself. You know, not super hard, but yeah, you feel the contact, and you don't seem to have hit anything else. And you look, and the thing is like standing once again on Grelmod's pack.
Who are you?
It like giggles again, and then it like starts to like dance a little bit back and forth on the backpack before it like stops and strikes a pose, and you watch as it like holds out a hand, and a little gemstone appears in its tiny hand, and it just like pauses, looks at the gemstone, and like looks at the little open portion of Gromod's pack, and just like drops the gem in and disappears.
Chaotic good.
It put something in your pack.
Oh, okay. I'll take my pack off and like dig through it real quick to find the little gemstone.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a thing you do. And once you do said thing, you find like a little tiny uncut ruby that is pretty small. It's like a 10 GP gemstone, but still cool little trinket.
And 2-0, I say, thank you.
And almost on cue, there's just like a cool breeze that blows through. But yeah.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. That was that. And so, you continue on, I assume.
Yeah.
Unless you're all traumatized by the little dancing 6-inch tall thing. But yeah.
I'm a little traumatized, but that's okay.
The rest of the party's about to move off, but Gromod's staying there with like a 1,000-yard stare, smoking a cigarette. Like, I know what I saw.
Okay. So, the rest of the day goes by uneventfully. Next day, well, you had to complain about it always being rainy, so now it's dry and sunny and hot. So, that's a thing. Yeah, and so you continue on, and once again, you have an uneventful day. And set up camp. We know the drill by now. Extremely warm and dry. You had to say something. And this is it. If we pass this navigation check, we're at the mysterious thing.
Ooh.
Alright. So you travel yet again through the woods over this kind of like narrow branch of what you suspect is the same river that you had found the grung on a few days ago. This time you're not accosted by little frog people. And after crossing over the river. You walk for just a little bit longer before you reach what seems like a hard stop to the tree line. And looking through, you can see ahead of you in something of a clearing, kind of overgrown still, but not with trees, just with creepers, vines, flowering bushes of all sorts. There is a massive brick and stone ziggurat rising from the jungle. There are 2 staircases that angle up and across the front face, one from the right, the other from the left, meeting at a landing on the 2nd level, about 30 feet above where you're standing right now. That layout repeats, so it's like a series of converging pairs of staircases, all the way up to the top, essentially going up until there is it goes up until a 4th level, at which point you can see what looks like a temple or shrine of some kind. And you can barely make out from your distant vantage point similar markings to one of the statues that you had seen before. Again, like labyrinthine patterns and such carved into the stone. The jungle surrounding it basically encroaches on this territory right up to, and even partially onto, the ancient-looking ziggurat that you're looking at.
What's a ziggurat?
Like a pyramid thing?
Yeah.
Kind of? Yeah.
Okay.
So the first flights of steps are choked with, like I was saying, creepers, tree roots, flowering vines. This single structure that you're looking at might have been surrounded by a city a long time ago, but the jungle around you is so dense that it's probably choked out everything except this central structure.
Oh.
So, what would you like to do?
Well, let's climb this thing.
Yeah, Groamod's curious and interested in it.
I totally want to race to the top.
Did you go?
I know it's not safe though, but I'm like Pete when he wants to go outside, but you're holding him.
Just
Aw.
yanking on the leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Pete. Okay, so Fib is holding Serenade.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I'll start climbing it.
Okay.
I am right behind her. I'm ready to grab anything that might be a trap, or grab her out of the way if it's a trap.
Okay.
She's protecting me.
Yeah, but I don't want anyone to notice, so I'm being really casual about it.
Okay. So basically the first 10 feet are they kind of set the tone for this whole climb. Even at this lowest part of the ziggurat, it's difficult terrain, so it's super slow going. Trying to pick your steps very carefully so you don't roll an ankle on some vine that's just stretched across your path. After that first 10 feet, it gets even more difficult. You start trying to push on through that, and you discover pretty quickly that it's virtually unavoidable to get like scratched up all along your legs and like lower body with each step that you take.
Gross.
So if I'm going to spell this out in game terms, like each foot that you climb, you're going to take 1 slashing damage.
Ooh, how many feet are there?
This first of 3 staircases goes up another 20 feet that you would have to climb.
These are all vines, right?
Yeah, like they're all plant life. Roots,
Each
vines,
foot,
creepers.
not each 5 feet.
Each, yeah, they take 1 slashing damage per foot climbed.
So essentially every movement we do is 5 slashing damage.
Yeah, every space that you move, yeah.
Oh man,
Okay.
okay.
Can I try and burn them?
Yeah. So you're gonna use flaming hands or something?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, burning hands, that's what it is. Okay, so you like flamethrower these things, and you watch as they like burn and kind of disintegrate. But almost before the ash can even settle, they're already just like shooting back out and regrowing to cover the area.
Ugh.
That's
Oh,
Can
that's
I,
not gonna
like-
work.
Can I like put a cloak over them? Like,
Can I ask
So-
them to move?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. So like Fib throws a cloak over, and I mean, you know, you can try it. Scorn asks them to move. They do not move.
rude.
okay. How high is this?
The entire ziggurat is, let's see, probably, let's see. So the 4th level, which is like the top landing, is 60 feet above the jungle floor.
Okay. So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So this spell, if I used it, could I kind of gust the vines away so that there's a clear path? Like, not like fly them away, but kind of like Moses the Red Sea them?
You could try.
Can I try that?
Sure. So, let's see. The duration is concentration up to a minute. Okay. So, like, hardcore leaf blowering this shit. And so you do that, and you watch the gust begin to, like, emanate from you, and it like, kind of moves the vines a little bit, and it's like, for a split second, they get blown back, but then they just force themselves back closed.
Oh, rude.
These are. I don't like these vines.
They are really rude.
And
Ugh.
it's about this time you hear Sirene, you hear like a little giggling in your ear.
Oh my god.
Oh,
They better give us a wish.
hi. Do you think you can help us with this? We seem to be, stuck.
Okay, so it's like it's standing on your shoulder. This one, so it seems to be like weightless, and this is a bigger but similar type creature to what you had seen a couple days ago. Again, like jet black, but this one has a mask, again, like made of ivory, that seems to resemble a triceratops head. And as it's like standing there, kind of like dancing on your shoulder, it's waving around a couple of flowers. It seems like in one hand it's got like this big orange jungle flower, and in the other is a purple orchid, and it's just like kind of almost using them like glow sticks, kind of like dancing and twirling them around. And after a second, it like hops down and like charges up the steps. And as it does that, the thorns part in front of it and then close immediately once it passes by.
Taunting us.
What?
Wait, what color are the Can I, like, try and go find those flowers?
So is this gonna be just Scorn, or is anybody gonna try and like? Well, I guess is Scorn asking people for help, or just going off and doing
I'm
it?
just saying, like, maybe
I'll go
we need
help 'em.
those flowers.
I go.
Okay. Does anybody in the party? I imagine the answer is yes. But does anybody have proficiency in the nature skill?
I do.
Okay. So no rolls necessary. You guys search the surrounding area for, let's say like half an hour, to find just the right, like perfect match to the flowers that you guys saw, the little foot-tall Triceratops dude waving around. And you come back, and yeah. So you have flowers.
Yay.
They smell good.
Yeah.
Even better.
Fib doesn't care.
Oh.
Alright,
I
well,
want
Alright,
to.
who wants to try it?
I want to try.
Alright.
Can I try?
Yeah. So what do you try?
I want to grab the flowers like he did and dance them and try and run up the stairs.
Okay.
Dance them.
Dance them. Dance those flowers. Okay. So yeah, Sireni grabs the flowers and kind of like starts swinging them around and dancing, kind of getting moving, and then just runs toward the vines. And yeah, she's like closing in on them, and it doesn't seem like they're moving. And then the last second, they just fold back and leave just enough room for her to pass through all the way up to the landing of the second floor.
I wave at people.
do you think we have to do dance? Scorn never danced before.
Yeah, I'm gonna just follow right behind her with the flowers, not dancing.
Okay. Yeah, the vines part just the same.
I don't care. I like it.
I feel like Fib would be good at dancing though.
Yeah, probably.
Fib goes and she does a dance, and I think her style of dancing is like, is like ribbon weave dancing.
Okay.
Is that the right word, or am I getting confused because of the item?
You mean like rave dance?
No.
You mean cyber goth dancing?
No.
She just crumps her way through.
I imagine you doing cyber goth.
I don't know what that is. Let me look
Oh,
it up.
don't worry. I got you.
How old is that video?
I don't know. It looks pretty old.
I just like how
That's
everybody
not-
knows that video.
Yeah.
He's not
It's
Posted in
dancing.
2011.
They're not dancing.
Well, you might have to skip ahead.
They're just standing there, waving
Oh my
their
god,
arms.
skip to like
That's-
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at like 50 seconds.
that's them
Okay,
dancing.
that's them dancing. I don't know. Like,
Oh, that's not how Fib dances.
Okay, go to 150.
Alright. Oh, okay. That's still not how Fib dances.
it is in my heart.
Let me look up for you how Fib would dance.
I hope it's just the safety dance.
Oh, it's not. This is how Fib would dance.
That's boring.
Well, it's like faster. It's faster paced said that, but I just wanted to look up Wick.
Okay,
It's
just
like
change the speed to ×2.
it's like wait, okay, hang on, I got this.
Yeah, the whole pixie cut Slender Man doing ballet thing is kind of unsettling.
Yeah. Here, this is like how she dances.
Do we set this one to ×2 as well?
No, she's going fast in this.
Alright, well.
Those
in the
crazy eyes, though.
meantime, Scorn goes up with the flowers.
Okay. So yeah, as Fib is getting her black swan on, Scorn just heads up. Yep, no problem. And I mean, I imagine at this point everybody kind of has the drill down. So yeah, you head up to the second floor here, and all right, head up to the second floor. And so like the stone here is it's showing its age a little bit more than the previous masonry that you kind of just sprinted up, and it presents its own unique set of challenges. So whoever is the first to try climbing up here, you hit the first couple steps just fine, and then you take a step onto, you know, we'll say like the fourth or fifth step, and it just like crumbles into gravel beneath you, and you kind of like slide back down to those first couple of steps.
Whoops.
I'm assuming it's probably me because I'm already up there. Can I just make steps like I did before?
Oh, like the ice steps?
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, you what's the spell for that one? It's like shape water or something.
Yeah. I mean, first I need water, but I
Yeah.
can get water.
Okay. So we'll say by some means you have secured some water, and you like control it and bring it up, and you like go and, well, actually you grab the water, and then you have it like with you here on the second story, and you try and cast your spell, and it just doesn't seem to take hold.
Guys, this thing's like anti-magic-y.
That's wonderful.
Wait, how far up is it?
So this like first landing is about 30 feet off of the jungle floor.
No, I mean like to the next landing.
Oh, to the next landing would be another 20 feet up.
Okay, so if you can run 10 feet up there, I could thunder wave you the rest of the way.
Oh my god.
I mean, I could also thunderwave myself the rest of the way, but
Well, I don't think that's how
You can't
Thunderwave
thunder
works.
wave yourself.
Or it originates from you.
yeah, I can
Oh.
try. It's like what, 40 feet or something then? How far is it to the next platform, Eric?
So 20 feet.
Yeah. So
20?
it's 20 feet vertically. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can try that. Can I try my best in between my spell and sheer force of will to run up as far as I can.
Yeah, so the spell being the shape water spell?
Yeah.
Okay, the shape water spell is doing nothing for you.
Oh, well then I'm not going to use it if it's not helpful at all. I'm going to, how can I get up 10 feet if I try really hard?
So you like take a running start and hit like the first, again, 4 or 5 steps, and then as soon as you hit like, step 6, 7, whatever, like they just crumble almost as soon as you make contact. So you find yourself like churning through an ever deepening pile of gravel, just kind of digging yourself down until you...
I mean, can't I get enough force to at least no one behind me can get through, but I can, kind of thing?
No.
No?
No.
Gosh. So I can't get any farther? Will I eventually, do I think I'll fall through the floor? Like...
No, you always seem to like slide just back down to the base of this set of stairs.
I'd like to use wild shape to turn into a spider,
Okay.
and then just climb up there.
Okay.
See if that works.
All right. So like you're gonna climb the stairs, the wall.
I guess just the wall, and then
Okay.
yeah. So just go right up the wall.
All right. So yeah, you get like about 10 feet up, and then it's like you're trying to spider walk on ice. You just keep sliding back down to about that halfway point.
Wow, that's annoying. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
You said it's 40 feet up? Or 30?
25?
It's
25?
Oh, only 20?
Yeah, it's 20 feet vertically from where you are now.
Oh, okay. Poof.
Okay. So yeah, you like look up and focus on that point, and we watch, the normal like puff of black feathers and like, ravens just, except instead of going in that straight line that you were trying to direct yourself in, you just go sideways to the other side of the landing you're on.
The hell?
Oh, that's...
Fib starts giving... You don't know what she's saying, but it sounds very nasty.
Gromon's gonna start walking around the landing and seeing if you can see anything that might give us a hint on how to get up the rest of the way.
I am full. I will... who's on the landing and who's still on the base?
I would imagine unless somebody specifies, they're on the landing.
Okay. I will also start looking around the landing.
I want to try using my rope and pitons and hammer to try and just force my way up there.
Okay, so yeah, we see Thor starting to do that, and as Fib is like off to the one side on the landing, basically just cussing under her breath, or really loudly, who knows?
Not under her breath.
Okay. You see nearby, kind of like in the middle of this landing, there is a similar poof of feathers to like what Fib just did, except instead of black and ravens that like carry the source of this thing from point to point, it's bright red parrots. And appearing right next to Fib, still dancing, is another one of these little humanoid things.
Oh god.
Wearing, this time, a chameleon mask.
Oh, hi.
And so this time it has the 2 flowers in one hand, and again it's like waving them around. And it's kind of like whipping a single red feather around over the top of its head. Still dancing.
On our treks to find the flowers, did we find any feathers?
Sure.
Did they happen to be red parrot feathers?
They might have been, among others.
Can I take one and try and dance it above my head? And...
It's like the crocodile thing all over again.
I just having a lot of fun with the dancing feathers.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, that's part of her. She would definitely do that.
Okay. But yes, it works.
Yay.
Fifth dances too with the feather.
Okay.
Just brute forcing my way up their work. Or
So yeah, as they're like coming to this conclusion on the landing, Dane is like mountain climbering his way up here. And just like the spider, as soon as you get to the halfway point, you are just inexplicably unable to continue up.
Gotta dance.
I guess I would, just take a feather and just go up.
Okay.
That's what I'll do as well.
Yep.
All right.
You dance?
I don't. I just walk up
As you're doing another
with some
expensive
self-respect.
dance, yeah, I'll just walk up there.
Fib
without
has the
looking.
most self-respect of anyone. Probably too much self-respect.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay. So again, we'll assume that unless you state otherwise, you've made it up to the second landing. And this time, as you approach, you had noticed that there was something like a little bit different about these steps as you climbed up. But only upon reaching the landing do you notice that this 20-foot long, about 10-foot vertical stretch of stairs is covered to the inch with swarms of poisonous snakes, or venomous snakes, wizards. Get it right.
Well, maybe they don't. If they bite you, it's fine, but if you touch them, you die.
Yeah, that must be it.
I don't like these snakes.
I want to use my sword and start chopping front ones to pieces.
That's
Okay.
See if more just show up.
All right. So yeah, you just start hacking into this like carpet of snakes, and I mean, yeah, you cleave through some of them, but they do seem to replenish more quickly than you can clear them out.
Can I do like I don't know if it'd be a nature insight or something to like see if I can figure out what I might think a third kind of item would be that we would need based on like what's in the local area.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
What do you want me to do?
Let's go nature check.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
want to hold up a bit of the snake and say, "Here, try this."
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
Oh well, what I learned from my nature check.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So yeah,
I mean, it's fine if I learn nothing.
with a 9, it's probably like, yeah, I don't know, like what. I guess you probably try and think of things that maybe are predators of some snakes or whatever. And, so you're thinking and you're like, I don't know, some large, like obnoxiously large birds in the area, mongoose, that kind of thing. But nothing especially close at hand, shall we say.
Do I know if are the axe-beak predators of snakes?
I don't think they're outright predators. I mean, it's I think they are hostile to snakes in the sense that they just don't like them and they will attack them on sight.
So Groyomod is going to start performing a ritual spell.
Okay.
Speak with animals.
Ah, all right. Okay, so Gromad is in the middle of casting. Anything else that anybody wants to do while that's going on?
I'm gonna grab my bit of snake and walk up the steps. At least the first one.
With the snakes on them?
I have a part of one of the snakes. Maybe that'll work.
Okay. I look around for more feathers.
I start yelling at the snakes to get the hell out of the way.
Okay. They don't seem to respond at all to Scorn's commands.
That's weird. Usually
Yeah.
people respond to Scorn's commands.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Thorv starts walking up and gets bitten by a bunch of snakes.
Ouch.
Oh.
And so that's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
I need you to make a con save.
I'm resistant to poison.
Cool, do it with advantage. Don't even worry about it, you passed on your first roll. So, that's gonna cut your poison damage in, well, let's see. What's the specific effect? I know you have advantage to save. Does it have the damage as well? I think it does, right?
I think that's right.
I have resistance to poison damage.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, you take 6 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage. Considering the rolled poison damage was 21, you did pretty well.
Yep.
But yeah, you have snake bites all over you.
Okay. I'll go back down. Like, that doesn't work.
Okay.
You make these go away. These hurt.
All right. And as that whole thing is going down and Scorn is yelling at snakes, like I picture Scorn like, you know, puffing himself up and getting like aggressive and angry.
Yeah.
And standing directly behind him is another one of these little humanoid things. This time wearing a mongoose mask, kind of mimicking what Scorn is doing, just silently.
She's like, oh, it's so cute.
And it kind of like looks around as soon as it notices that it has been noticed, and it let's see. So it walks over to the like the base of the flight of steps here, and this one still carries, you know, the red feather, the orange and purple flowers, and at the bottom step it takes the orchid and like bops a snake on the head, and then the snake like rears up and, you know, gets into a like striking position, and the little thing like takes the feather and like tickles its side. And the thing kind of like the snake sort of seems to relax a little bit. And then the little mongoose masked dude lies down facing the snake. At which point the snake crawls forward towards it. And in this weird, you know, like it's bigger on the inside kind of moment, it slithers through the mouth of the mask and into the little humanoid thing.
Ah,
Oh.
Then the little guy like sits up and kind of like lays down almost snake-like and slithers up the steps like a snake, untroubled by any of the other poisonous snakes.
have to eat one?
Somebody else can try this first.
I feel adventurous. I will try. Okay. I'm gonna be like little bunny foo-foo and bop it on the head.
Okay. So yeah, you take the flower and pop a snake in the head.
And then I will tickle it.
Okay. And so yeah, it goes from just there to bopped on the head and angry, and then you tickle it and it like kind of eases up a little bit.
And I guess then I will keep mimicking it, what it did.
Okay, so you like lay down facing the snake.
Yeah.
All right. So the snake begins to slither towards you and begins to find a way to like condense itself down and work its way into your mouth, and like you feel it entering your body, but then it just like seems to disappear as soon as it like clears your mouth. I need you to make a con save.
I feel like it's a magical snake.
This is nasty.
Con save?
Yeah.
Eric, why would you do this to us?
Roll for gag reflex. Yeah. So it seems to like vanish inside of Cyrene, and yeah.
That sounds so nasty.
So what's next?
I try slithering up like a snake.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and you are not bothered by any of the snakes.
Cool.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We need like a mask to do this?
No, Cyrene didn't have a mask.
What did she do?
Here,
I-
watch like this. And I bop the snake on the head with the flower.
Uh-huh.
Oh, with a flower.
And I tickle it with the feather.
Uh-huh.
And then I get down, like lay down, and then I eat it. Or I like open my mouth and eat it.
Okay.
And then I slither up the stairs.
So I do need a con save.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. So it's that easy.
Even though Laura's grossed out, Fib doesn't care. So she just goes right to it.
Okay.
Boop, tickle, tickle.
So this is fun. There's a specific thing about Fib that makes it so that she has disadvantage.
What? What thing?
A thing.
It's too tall.
That must be it.
Tell me the thing. This is unfair.
But yeah, so that's 4. Okay.
Fib doesn't have a good, it doesn't have experience holding back her gag
That must be it. All right, so you you take 15 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
And
23 max hit points!
and the snake like pulls back halfway through, and you just feel like up and out.
Oh my god, I immediately take my dagger and stab it through the snake's head.
Okay. Roll an attack with your
Fuck
dagger.
this snake.
Okay. Yeah, fuck that snake in particular.
Okay, and then I also cure myself, I guess, for fucking 6. Why is that only...
Well, wait, did you...
Okay, it only rolled 1d.
Well, wait, you went higher level, right?
Yeah, so I should roll...
So, yeah, so it's the top one and the
6
bottom
and
one.
6.
So 12 total.
Alright, and she grabs the next snake. She's not... God fucking damn it!
Okay. So, yeah, let's.
Oh man.
Okay, so it's
I hate this game.
you take 15 points of psychic damage.
Ah!
Alright. Well, I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Like this. You're supposed to do it like this.
Yeah, you've had a lot of practice.
Okay, and yeah, like effortlessly, the snake just disappears, and yeah.
It looks for the smallest snake possible.
Okay.
God. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You pass out. Or no, you healed yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure did.
So let's see. Ooh. Something about this is even worse. You take 20 points of psychic damage.
This game is so dumb. I hate this game. God, why do I play this game?
People have nightmares for the rest of her life about this.
Oh, how much damage have I even taken? Like,
So you actually went back to full after healing that time. So you've just taken 20.
Well, hang on. So I took 20.
Hang on.
John, are you adding it?
Well, you took 15, and you healed 12, so you were 3 down. Then you took another 15, so
I'm
you're
not
18
figuring-
down.
No, she wants to know.
So
how
yeah,
much-
you're
I
just down
just want
20.
to know. I just want to know how much total I've
Oh,
taken.
total at 50.
This, oh god. I just like. What am I? I'm gonna use literally all my. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let me read this first. Why won't it? Okay, let me just read this. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna cast it for con. Wait, is that the same? This says con check. What am I doing? Con saves?
These are
It's
saves.
The same, probably. It's the same. It counts.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't think
I
so.
think it might count. There's one of them. A save is still a check, though. Just that
I
a
don't-
check isn't a save.
Sure. Sure, that's definitely how that works.
That's how it works. Look up in the rules. Whatever. I don't even care. Fuck these snakes. Oh god. Fib kills a snake and tries to just slurp it up. Did that work?
Okay, so, I mean, make a con save for a different reason, I guess? Okay, so like, not knowing what this is actually supposed to feel like, you kill a snake, and you manage to, like, slurp it down. Except this time, unlike everybody else, like, you don't feel the snake disappear as soon as it, like, enters your body. There's a full snake in your digestive tract right now.
Tastes good.
So then the next part then, are you gonna try and slither up the...
No, because she knows. She knows. It's fine. I'll just cast another fucking cure. That's 6. Here we go again. Okay, 10 back. 10, I'm at 13, so I might pass out. Who else is down here with me?
I am.
You have some healing potions?
Sure don't.
I will cast Cure Wounds on. Oh, I will cast Healing Word on you.
Oh, it's a good thing you have healing word, huh?
Yeah, it is. Why do I have
Okay.
Healing Word? She says.
Funny.
Healing Word.
Okay. I hate the snake.
Okay. All right. Fib's gonna have like PTSD after this. Okay, so you take 22 points of psychic damage.
Okay, if Fib is down, that's fine. Fib just passes the fuck out because of the snake.
Can I slither back down?
Am I still like doing my ritual?
Yeah. So we'll say that you're finishing up your ritual as you see Fib just pass out.
Okay.
In the meantime, yeah, you've watched these people like swallow snakes and slither up the steps. But yeah.
Okay, well, as soon as I'm done, I will go over to her and try to stabilize her with a medicine check.
Okay, yeah, you succeed. You gather that there's not anything like physically wrong with her. It was probably
as a snake slithers out of her mouth.
yeah.
No, I killed it before I ate it.
Oh
No. There's still there's still that snake in there, but the one that you were like trying to actually swallow the right way would have like withdrawn, and it's already like back on the steps.
Alright, snakes.
Well, you're stabilized. I can't actually like
But
resuscitate you properly.
Just shove a snake on and
can I slither back down there?
Yeah.
And I'm going to Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Hey,
oh goodness.
I'll cast it a second time. There, 16.
Bless. Fib stands up, walks away from the snakes, and says, "I'm not eating another fucking snake."
I walk over to the steps and just ask the snakes if I can walk up.
They do not respond.
All right. Well, Gromot says, "Well, that's fucking rude," and then bops one on the head and tickles it on the side.
Okay. So yeah, you bop it on the head and it looks pissed, and then you tickle it and it like relaxes.
And I lay down and let it crawl right on in,
Yep.
like it's nothing.
Yep.
And then I slither on up the stairs.
Okay. So then we get to the point where some of the NPCs want to go with you, right? So let's see how this goes, I guess. So I guess first we'll go Artis. And he is going to, let's see. Hey, first try. Then I guess Dragon Bait will try?
I hollered down the dragon bait, "Don't smell like ham."
They can smell ham.
Snakes like
Wait.
ham?
Let's see. Here's the character sheet. Okay. So, Dragon Bait, Con. Yeah, Dragon Bait is not a fan. You hear the first noise that you've actually heard come from Dragon Bait's mouth is just like a dry heave as he like fails to to eat the snake. He's gonna try again. Oh god, he's gonna fail again. Okay. One more time. He fails. he gets up, like dusts himself off after lying down on the stone landing, and just like goes and stands, arms folded, next to Fib.
This is the defeated by snakes group.
Let's see. What does he smell like?
Defeat.
He smells
Yeah.
like baked bread.
Oh, that's pleasant though.
Maybe it means more at peace. Like he's
Like,
like,
he's
yeah,
fine
I'm
with-
good.
Yeah.
Like not doing it. So he's just he's fine with not doing it.
I'm gonna shout down to Lucius and see if he's coming as well.
I suppose Lucius would want to come with you, so we're
Now,
gonna do
hold up,
this and
because we could
yeah.
pause right here, and then next week, just the first question is, "Hey, do you want to swallow a snake?"
you know what? I like that idea. I really like that idea.
Sounds good.
Everybody else is doing it. Want to swallow a snake?
Because I'm assuming we're getting close to.
Yeah, that's actually probably a good breaking point. Although, wait, we do have one more NPC. Let me see if Azaka is team snake or team fuck this. Let's see. Do.
Okay,
First
she-
try.
like- okay. I was really scared. Like, wait a minute. What if she's one of those NPCs with like 5 health and she just like gets demolished by?
Yeah, that's true. You don't really know what
Ask
her
her.
fortitude is like.
Yeah.
Her head
Be
just
like, how
exploded.
many times do you feel like you could be hit with? Nah.
Or I could just punch her in the face and then.
If she passes out, she fails.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're weak. Yeah. 'Cause I
But
know I wouldn't be able to kill her with that. So.
yeah, but yeah. So first try. No worries. She goes up, and we will pick up next time with
God,
Lucius.
this game.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to intentionally not post the videos from this week either.
You have
That's
to make
really
sure
good.
to not fully like in the recap explain either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just yeah. They found this ziggurat thing, and they like, parted some vines to get up some steps, and then they magically like used a feather to be as light as a feather and not crumble any of the steps in the second flight. And so now, as we pick things up, Lucius, you want to swallow a snake?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't believe that was like almost 80 damage. The snake. I used up 5 spell slots.
Out of what, like 6?
Yeah, and one was
Yeah.
a level 2.
And
I
I
have
used
Amazing.
3.
I still have all my spell slots.
That's because I'm a nicer person and healed her.
Yeah.
I could
Why
have
don't you
rolled
be
some.
nice?
I could have rolled good berries down to you.
While she was unconscious, you could have just tried throwing them in her mouth.
Yeah, just.
And then I have to make a con save to not choke on them.
But I also only
Fails,
have
dies
cure wounds,
permanently.
so I wasn't about to go back down there to heal you. I mean, maybe.
I mean, it's just I just slithered down. It's not like I can't slither back up.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, it's- all right. Well, good session.
Yeah, good job,
Do we
everybody.
get XP for not killing the racists?
The racists.
They weren't racist. They just didn't know what a tiefling was.
Yeah, I didn't get why they were labeled as racist.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, "Oh, what are you, a goat man?" Oh, okay. And then they continued to talk to them. So they just didn't know what he was, but they were just kind of
I mean,
I guess rude
that's
a
kind of
little?
rude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
a
like
little rude, but-
ignorant, I think would be a good word.
Yeah. I think the
Anyways,
fact that they were willing to have a conversation,
um,
especially compared to the freaking guy at Camp Vengeance, like
Mhm.
mhm.
after that.
Yeah, I think XP is probably fair. So let's have a look here.
and the frog people.
I mean, you
Oh,
turned
wait,
tail and
yeah,
ran from the
yeah.
frog people. That's a little
I
different.
killed some snakes.
We cleverly escaped.
Yeah.
Cleverly
me.
escaped. Yes. Okay, so let's see. Specifically, what I had
We
these guys
bravely
as.
decided not to slaughter indigenous people.
We got a new dagger from them too.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
your
we
reward.
stole it. Yeah. I still don't know why I have $10 worth, but I'm gonna leave it there.
Let's see. Alright, so we will say that you guys ended up getting we'll call it 100 XP each.
Hooray!
That's not a lot.
It's something considering we didn't have combat.
Yeah, but I
Although,
almost died.
Yeah, you took like so much damage considering there was no combat.
He just rounded up the damage you took and gave us that as experience.
Yeah.
See, the real final boss of Tomb of Annihilation is the snake steps.
Oh god. And they beat me. They won. I lost Tomb of Annihilation.
Yep.
Well, you know, Fib's sister, Tib or something could show up.
Wait, I'll tell you her sister.
Her twin brother
Her
Biff.
her biological sister is Nyx, and her other one is Riddle Pop, and her adopted sisters are Devil Dove and Lily.
There you go.
So
Oh,
I
so
guess
you
I'll
got-
be playing as Lily next.
Yeah, you got 4 extra.
Lily is a gnome, though.
A gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could play as one of those cute little frog guys.
What are their names?
Well, the yellow
You're
one
not the
looks pretty
DM.
Scary.
So you're asking for like what's a normal name in Grung?
Yeah.
Let's see. What saith the internet?
I like the green one the best.
Then I'm not being that one.
Good. You'd ruin him.
Wow, I don't,
I'd kill him.
I'm sure the internet has to have an answer for this question.
The internet has no answers
Oh,
for any question.
here we go.
For things so specific that the internet has failed me.
I have also done that.
Yeah, sometimes it fails.
So, according to the second result in the Googles, there you go.
Well, I'm playing Carnival of Terror right now. You have to tell me.
Cog, Sook, Pasht, Slur, Slark.
Soup?
Cog.
Sook.
Okay, I'll play Soup.
Like one of them is just Pat.
God damn it.
Pat the Frogman.
Rug. Ran, Jaw, Jig,
Rug?
N, Nin, Nalin, Zoog. Also Hat. Hat is one. Hip, Narg, Golf, Knock, Tog, or Toog. Bev.
Narg
These
sounds
are
like
some-
the noise you make when you get punched in the gut.
These are some interesting names.
So let's see. The yellow one's name is...
I'm gonna get off. Good night.